The average American retires at 63. The average American lives to 79. That is 16 years of retirement to fund. Here is the problem. The median retirement savings for Americans aged 55 to 64, the people closest to retirement right now, is $134,000 at the standard 4% withdrawal rate. That $134,000 generates $5,360 per year. That is $447 per month to live on for 16 years. Social Security adds roughly most $800 per month for the average recipient. That brings the total to $2,247 per month. The federal poverty line for a single adult in 2026 is $255 per month. Millions of Americans are heading toward retirement with barely enough to survive. Not live, survive. And the reason has almost nothing to do with how much they earned. It has everything to do with 3 psychological traps that nobody warned them about. Let me show you exactly how large this gap is. To retire comfortably at 63 and maintain a modest $50,000 per year lifestyle, you need approximately $1.2 million saved by retirement. The average American household approaching retirement has saved $134,000. That is a gap of over $1 million. Not a small shortfall, not a rounding error. $1 million. The Federal Reserve's 2025 Survey of Consumer Finances found that 28% of Americans have zero retirement savings. Not a little, zero. Another 36% have less than $50,000. That means 64% of Americans are heading toward a retirement that mathematics says they cannot afford. This is not a personal failure story. This is a systemic psychological failure built into the way Americans think about time, money, and the future. And understanding the psychology is the only way to escape it. The first psychological trap is called present bias, and it is the single biggest driver of the retirement savings gap. Present bias is your brain's tendency to overvalue immediate rewards and massively undervalue future rewards. Researchers at Harvard asked people this question. Would you rather have $100 today or $120 in 1 month? Most people chose $100 today. The same people were asked, would you rather have $100 in 12 months or $120 in 13 months? Almost everyone chose $120 in 13 months. The math is identical. The time gap is identical. But when the reward is immediate, the brain hijacks rational thinking completely. This is why you know you should save for retirement, but choose the vacation instead. This is why you know the $400 dinner is stupid, but order it anyway. Your brain is not broken. It is running evolutionary software that was never designed to value a reward. 30 years away. Present bias costs the average American $320,000 in retirement savings over their working lifetime. The second trap is lifestyle inflation, and it is why Americans who earn more still retire broke. Here is how it works. You earn $50,000. You live a certain lifestyle. You get a raise to $70,000 instead of saving the extra $20,000. You upgrade your car, upgrade your apartment, start eating out more. Your spending rises to match your income. This is lifestyle inflation, and it is completely normal, which makes it deadly. A study by Vanguard found that Americans who received a 10% salary increase saved on average only 1% more. The other 9% disappeared into lifestyle upgrades. Here is the brutal math. If you earn $60,000 and save 15%, you save $9,000 per year. If you earn $100,000 and save 5% because of lifestyle inflation, you save $5,000 per year. The person earning $40,000 less is building more wealth. Salary is not the variable. Savings rate is the variable. The third trap is optimism bias, and it might be the most dangerous of all. Optimism bias is the tendency to believe that bad outcomes are less likely to happen to you than to other people. Surveys consistently show that Americans believe they will be healthier than average in old age, need less care than average, and die later than average. All 3 are mathematically impossible, but all 3 feel true. This is why people delay retirement savings. They believe they will work longer than average. They believe they will be healthier than average. They believe somehow things will work out. Research from the Employee Benefit Research Institute found that 68% of workers are confident about retirement, while simultaneously having insufficient savings to support that confidence. They feel fine. The math says they are not fine. Optimism bias creates a dangerous gap between how people feel about their retirement and the reality of what their numbers actually show. Here is what makes the retirement savings gap truly heartbreaking. And it comes down to one number: time. If you invest $300 per month starting at age 25 at a 7% average annual return, you will have $910,000 by age 65. If you start at 35, same, $300 per month. 17% return, and you will have $454,000. Same monthly contribution, same return, 10 years later. Half the money. If you start at 45, you will have $208,000. Start. At 25, $910,000. Start. At 45, $208,000. The difference is not effort. The difference is not discipline. The difference is time. Every year you delay starting costs you approximately $35,000 in final retirement wealth. Every single year. The retirement savings gap is not primarily an income problem. It is a starting time problem. And present bias, lifestyle inflation, and optimism bias are the three reasons people keep delaying that start date until it is too late. Let me make this real. This is what the retirement savings gap actually looks like in practice. Meet James. James is 68. He worked for 40 years as a mid-level manager. He earned a solid salary. He raised a family. He lived a normal American life. He retired with $180,000 in savings and social security of $1,650 per month. His monthly budget: rent $900, food $400, utilities $200, medication $300, transportation or $200. That is $2,000 per month in basic expenses. His income is $1,750 from Social Security plus $600 from his savings withdrawal. That is $250. He has $250 per month left over for everything else for 16 years. One medical emergency and one car repair. One unexpected expense wipes out months of margin. James is not poor by most definitions. He worked hard his entire life. But the three psychological traps we just covered. Silently, over 40 years, built a retirement that mathematics can barely support. Many Americans are counting on Social Security to fill the retirement savings gap. Here is why that plan is mathematically dangerous. Social Security was never designed to be a retirement plan. It was designed as a supplement to cover approximately 40% of pre-retirement income for average earners. The average Social Security benefit in 2026 is $1,127 per month. The average American spends $3,400 per month in retirement. That leaves a $1,573 monthly gap every month and for the rest of your life. And here is the number that should concern everyone. The Social Security Trust Fund is projected to face funding shortfalls by 2033. At that point, without congressional action, benefits could be cut by up to 21%. That brings the average benefit down to $443 per month against $3,400 in expenses. The gap gets worse, not better. Social Security is a foundation, not a floor. Building your retirement on it alone is one of the most dangerous financial decisions an American can make. 3 psychological fixes that directly counter the 3 traps. Fix 1. Automate to defeat present bias. Set up automatic 401k or IRA. Contributions the day your paycheck hits. The money that never appears in your checking account is the money you never miss and never spend. Present bias cannot steal money it never sees. Fix 2. Implement a savings rate rule to defeat lifestyle inflation. Every time you get a raise, automatically increase your savings rate by half the raise percentage. Salary goes up 6%. Savings rate goes up 3%. You still get a lifestyle improvement, but you capture half for your future. This one rule alone can close the retirement savings gap for most Americans. Fix 3. Run your retirement numbers annually to defeat optimism bias. Once per year, calculate your actual retirement projection, not how you feel about it. The actual math. Most people who do this for the first time are shocked into action, and because the gap between their feelings and their numbers is enormous. Feeling does not fund retirement. Numbers do. $1 million sounds impossible for most Americans. Here is why it is not. If you are 30 years old and you save $500 per month in a 401k, with an employer match bringing it to $750 per month at a 7% average annual return, you will have 1,000 by age 65, 750 per month for 35 years. That is it. No inheritance, no windfall, no second job. Just consistent automated early investing. And if your employer offers a 401k match, that match is free money. A 50% employer match on $500 is $250 per month in free money. Over 35 years at 7%, that employer match alone compounds to $290,000. Most Americans who have access to an employer match are not maximizing it. They are leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table because of present bias, because the benefit is 35 years away and the sacrifice is today. The retirement savings gap is not inevitable. It is a choice, made slowly over decades by 3 psychological biases that nobody taught you to recognize. The retirement savings gap is not a math problem. It is a psychology problem. Present bias makes today feel more important than tomorrow. Lifestyle inflation turns every raise into a spending upgrade. Optimism bias makes the problem feel like something that happens to other people. Now you know the 3 traps. Now you can see them when they appear. And seeing them is the first step to defeating them. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is today. Subscribe to The Money Mind for more psychology of money every week, and drop your age and your retirement savings goal in the comments. Let us see where everyone stands.